Hi everyone, this is Father Pete coming to you from my porch at home. Last week, Father Ben and I made a video like this one for you since we couldn't be with you for Monday morning chapel. So this Monday, we wanted to do the same thing again, but we're not together this time because we're trying to follow the rules really well and not be together any more than we have to so that we can help slow the spread of germs that we're all working to do together by staying apart. So for this morning, what I wanted to do was just simply share with you one of the readings we would have done together in chapel. It's a reading from the Old Testament, and it makes me sad that I can't hear y'all do the reading, because y'all always do such a wonderful job with the reading. And I bet that there's a lot of you that already know this story in some form or another, because I'm always really impressed with how much Bible knowledge you have, and really pleased by that, and I know it's going to mean a lot to you as you continue your lives to have that background, because it certainly means a lot to me. So the story that we have for today, I just want to share it with you, and just to point out a few things about it, and maybe it's just something to think about, and a story to know, one that helps connect some parts of the Old Testament with the New Testament. So the story is from the first book of Samuel, and it is the story of the anointing of King David. So I'm sure that you've heard about David. It's the same David who defeats Goliath, and he is one of the great kings of Israel, probably the great king of Israel. But this is the story of how he became king of Israel. And what happens is that God sends a prophet named Samuel, who has been by the side of the current king of Israel, whose name is Saul, for many, many years. But Saul has become a worse and worse king, and God is beginning to look for who will the next king be. And the way that he's going to bring that king into the throne is not by picking one of Saul's sons, but by sending this prophet Samuel to anoint the new king. What anoint means is essentially to bless. It was an ancient practice where they would take oil and place it on someone's head. And when it was done by a prophet in this way, in the name of God, that was an incredibly special marking. And in the case of David, it would mark him as God's favored king of Israel for the rest of his life. So it's a really, really important moment. And God sends Samuel to the city of Bethlehem, because that is where David lives. David is a young man, and he still lives in his father's household. His father's name is Jesse. And Samuel goes to Bethlehem to find Jesse and to find David, the son of Jesse. And when he sees David pass before him, God says to Samuel, "Stand up and anoint David, because he will be the new king." And the reason that that's so important, and why I particularly wanted to share it with you today, is because I bet you will remember that around Christmas time, when we hear the Christmas story in the Gospel of Luke, and we talk about Bethlehem, the city of David, that is remembering all the way back, hundreds and hundreds of years before Jesus, to this man David and his hometown of Bethlehem. So when we get all the way up to the New Testament, to the birth of Jesus, and we have this baby born in the family of David, his father Joseph is a descendant of King David. So Jesus is a part of this tradition of kings who have descended from David. And the city itself is the place where David was marked as king. So Jesus, who will go on to be called King of Kings, and also Christ. Christ means anointed one. Same as Messiah. Those two words are in different languages, but they mean anointed, they mean blessed by God, they mean marked by God for a very, very special purpose. and we know that Jesus was. So, that's just a brief little synopsis of the story that we would have heard if we were in chapel together, and I hope that helps you connect a couple of things about Bethlehem and about Jesus' birth, and why we use some of the words around Jesus that we do. So I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you're keeping well and that you're enjoying your time, and we really look forward to seeing you again soon.